What did you guys think? Just one or two comments from me. What did you guys think about Dr. Prasad's presentation today? Just
Always nice.
Your name?
Yeah, hi, I'm Frederick Urban. I'm a cancer survivor, and prostate cancer, 10 years, PSA numbers creeped up. So I'm taking the product. I'm going to talk about it in another my third month, because I do understand that this product, like anything else, takes time. I'm not going to expect a result in 30 days. If I do, that'd be great.
Right.
And I put something in the chat, and I hope people understand other people's results may not be your results. I mean, it's really great to hear how other people are getting results quickly. So don't just have patience with this. It's like everybody's body is different. So I have a tumor on my kidney that I'm keeping an eye on, and my mindset is good. I don't have it. You know, it's just there. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, it's just
Very
there.
good.
So I'm using this product, and hopefully I know that I'll have a good result to come back to you guys in another 2 months.
Very good. Well, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. I believe you'll have good results also. Perry, go ahead, please. Your comment.
Well, that was a very good presentation that the doctor put on. It's a little hard to understand, but I mean, since the writing was all there, the words were all there, we're fine. But I wanted to get in before you made that announcement. I just wondered if I have a condition called rats. It's a form of encephalitis.
Mm-hmm.
And so what that means is my lungs were scarred when I used to smoke 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started having problems because I have asthma also, but I just in the last 3 years started coughing every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just wondering if these products can have any effect on it, because what I really need to get some relief from this is I need to for my body to stop attacking the damaged lungs.
Right. If your body's attacking them, obviously there's some toxicity still there. So the immune system is trying to clear it up. What's going to happen is it'll act as an expectorant for a while.
Right.
So you're going to be spitting up stuff for quite a while. So,
well, I have been doing that for 3 years.
How many have you been?
Coughing.
How much are you taking?
No, I've not. I just ordered just Friday.
Okay.
And so my product hadn't come in yet.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is start taking it, but you're going to want to ramp up, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And the worse it gets, take more.
Oh yeah, I know.
Double down on it, because then that'll help to get it out quicker.
Yeah.
So your immune system is going to try to get that out of there and leave your lungs behind. Okay.
Yeah.
Plenty of water.
And just make sure you're drinking plenty of water, because the toxins going to want to go to the weakest part of your body. So they're going to want to go toward your lungs, but make sure you're drinking plenty of water to help give the toxins the pathway out. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
So we look forward to hearing your story too down the road, Perry. And thank you for your feedback on Dr. Prasad's presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we understand too that he's a little bit hard to understand. That's partly why the slides are as clear as they are. And we take the time to illustrate them to make sure that they can make the point, because the brilliance of the man is without question.
Yeah.
And, so we're very fortunate to have access to him, and having him make those statements, even if he was saying it in Pakistani or Gujarati or Hindi or anything, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he is the one saying it on screen is makes all the difference in the world. So we're very fortunate to be in the presence of this brilliant man.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, that's part of the reason why this is an opportunity. That's part of the reason why it's an opportunity. The fact that the product works as well as it does is huge. But the fact that we have access to Dr. Prasad is also huge. But there's a number of other factors that need to come into play. I'm hoping that Robin's going to, the president of Engage Global, is going to join us, but I have not seen him yet. So, Robin, if you are here, just unmute yourself and just let me know you're here, and then we'll work you in. But my history with network marketing was not good. At first, I just had a hatred for network marketing because I believed that all they were doing, I was the target market, not the consumer. I believed that the distributor was the target market in network marketing. So I hated it until a company out of Canada came along, Montreal, Canada, and the product was fantastic for elevating glutathione levels, the bonded cysteine molecule, undenatured whey protein. Phenomenal product. And for the first time, I saw something that didn't target me as the market, but the end user was the real market. They didn't do anything to contribute to me trying to build up stock and inventory in the product and all that kind of stuff. And I was very successful with it, very successful from my perspective. Making $30,000 in 1 month to me was unheard of, because the year before that, I maybe made $12,000 the whole year, because I was doing a lot of volunteer work. My background is computer electronics and engineering, and I stepped away from my career to do a lot of just volunteer work. That's what I do. That's what I did. But unfortunately, it doesn't pay the bills very well. So I needed to do something that would also generate some revenue. And that's what that company did. So I got to a point in just a very short period of time. In fact, in 10 months, I was making about $10,000 a month. And I'm just saying this in general, just so you folks know that I do know a little something about network marketing and got to be very successful with it. I didn't continue to push it beyond that, because real network marketers, they believe that making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month is what they call real money. So, but for the average person, for those of us who might consider ourselves mere mortals, is there an opportunity here? Yes, there is. There's an opportunity here that you could actually make enough money to help pay for a car, or enough money to pay for your house, your mortgage. There's even enough here with this opportunity to make considerably more, if that's what your aspiration is. And I'll tell you the reason why I believe that's the case in this presentation, because I believe that there's 7 things that make up an opportunity. It starts with the market, and there has to be a trend. At least you need to know what that trend is. You need to know where things are going. Trend, for example, would be, does anybody right now think that now's the right time to invest in, say, Facebook or Twitter? Go like that. So it's the wrong time, because they're not trending up. Those 2 particular companies are trending down right now. And the product that you're selling has to be right also. The company that you're partnering with is very important. How they pay and what they pay for your efforts is important. There's no saying that you want to make the most amount of money in the least amount of time. So you need to look at the composition plan and know that it's the right one, and there's not so many potholes in it that you can't pay your bills and be compensated for your efforts. And what about leadership? Is there adequate leadership in the company? Does leadership even exist? And then the last point, I believe, is timing. In fact, I think timing really is everything. We could almost skip the first 6 and go straight to timing, but you'll miss a lot of important things. So let's talk about the market first. The market with this particular product is wellness, the wellness industry. So the question is there a market for wellness? What do you think? It's actually a no-brainer, isn't it? Because right now, statistics indicate that worldwide, the wellness industry generates some 4.37 trillion, and in the United States, 1.2 trillion. And as far as retail products are concerned, it's 168 billion. Those are big, big numbers. Do you know $1 billion is a lot of money? But now we're talking about just in market shares, what we're talking about now. Now, this is not talking about the yen, and we're not talking about pesos here. This is real dollars is what this marketplace is. So in the United States, $1.2 trillion market. So that piece of the pie you're looking at there is quite substantial. And you're not looking, I mean, it may sound like the Niagara Fall, but all you're trying to do is get a little teacup in there that's all we're doing. So is there going to be something in the teacup or not is the real question. And if you look at it from a bar graph point of view, where the industry is broken down, there's 3 segments here that this company would land in. The first 2, personal care and beauty. You heard Dr. Prasad himself repeatedly mention the benefits of collagen in the personal care and beauty category. He said it several times. I didn't even ask him, and the subject wasn't even about it. But spontaneously, he said, "Oh, by the way, yeah, besides the fact that it will help your body produce more insulin, you also look better." There it is. So right on the top line. The next one down, we're talking about nutrition. There it is. So all of the products that Engage Global land on those top two. But there's one that goes down here into the mental wellness. That's the third or fourth one from the bottom. Mental wellness is also a factor. Before the program started, Dr. Prasad told me that he actually was just published on a paper on Alzheimer's. So this man, again, is still cranking out work on every level. So he's come up with a focused, targeted comment about the benefits of nutritional supplements in relation to Alzheimer's. So it's amazing to see that. Okay, so given there's a market, we're definitely in the right market. What about the trend? This is very simple, very simple. The trend is upward. The people who study trends and the people who come up with statistics have said that there's a projected annual growth rate in the wellness market will be 9.9% as the industry recovers from the COVID pandemic. So it's going up. It's going in the opposite direction of Facebook and the opposite direction of Twitter. It's going up 9.9%. That's a big deal. But what about the product? I almost can skip this section completely because if you don't believe the product is significant right now, you should leave this meeting immediately. But in general, when it comes to products, whether you have the right market or the right trend, what you're selling does make a difference. For example, the music industry right now is still a phenomenal market. People will never stop looking, listening to, or buying music. The trend is upward. It's not going down, even though people thought that with the advent of digital music, that things would get worse. But the trend is up. There's even more money being made in music than ever before. But if your product, the product that you were selling was 8-track tapes right now, you're out of business because there is no market for that product. So you got to have the right product in the right market and with the right trend. It needs to be unique. It needs to be consumable, and it needs to be a demand for it. Okay. So that's when you know you got the right product. Micro Daily, is it unique? Absolutely yes. No question about it. And it's consumable. Every time you get to the bottom of a bottle, you got to come and see me again to your customer. Collagen Daily, is it unique? Absolutely. Patent pending for it. It's the only one with enzyme inhibitors. I don't care how many collagen peptides that you see in a health food store, not one of them matches up to this one. And that's not hyperbole. That's a fact. There's a patent pending for this one. It's the only one with enzyme inhibitors. And did you hear Dr. Prasad mention that a particular component that's in collagen peptide right now is being used as a drug for diabetes? And yet here we have something that accomplishes the same thing, but with no side effects whatsoever. So adding this to your diet is a big plus. Micro Daily gummies, again, unique. No other gummy on the market comes even close to this gummy for children. None. And when we're having a conversation about RSV right now, this is absolutely a hot topic. The probiotic falls into a category all by itself. It's the only one that's acid and heat resistant bacteria, the only one. And it also includes prebiotics. And remember, the scientist who formulated this is the scientist who was the first to write about butyric acid having anti-cancer properties. So you think he knows a little bit something about probiotics and prebiotics? I believe so. He's eminently qualified to formulate a product for the gut. So product is unique, check. Product is consumable, check. What about demand? Is there a demand for these products? Are you getting into a business that really nobody's going to want to buy this stuff because they just think that a Flintstone vitamin or a one-a-day vitamin is good enough? Well, I can tell you this. Right now, In the news, heart disease death rates are spiking right now. Heart disease, that's according to the American Heart Association. Next week, we're having a presentation about stroke with Dr. Prasad. The week after that, we're going to be talking about cancer. But just this one topic right here, which is the number one cause of death in this country, heart disease is on the rise. It's not going down, it's on the rise. Even more people need this product now than ever before. And not to mention every category that you can do research on at the CDC, every one of these categories is on the rise. Spotlight diabetes that we just talked about. Dr. Prasad alerted us to the fact that 96 million people in this country are pre-diabetic. 96 million. Do you know that that's 1/3 of the United States population? 1/3? Especially if you add in the 37 million who have diabetes. So 135 million people that are diabetic or pre-diabetic in this country. And by the way, the people who study the trends estimate by the year 2050. No. Excuse me. My apologies. By the year 2030, they project that 50% of the United States population will be diabetic or pre-diabetic. It's at 30% now. They're projecting that in the next 3 years, that's 7 years, excuse me, that it will be 50% of the United States population. Is there a demand? You better believe that there is. There's a massive high demand for these products. What about the company? That's very simple. This company was founded in 2012. So you're talking about a 10-year-old startup company, a 10-year-old startup company with less than 10,000 customers and distributors. In fact, the number of distributors is only about 1,000. They say you found the opportunity of opportunities if there's less than 1 million people that are customers in a company, and if there's less than 100,000 distributors in a company, you have found a phenomenal opportunity. Right now, we're at the ground floor. We're in the sub-basement. Products that, starting with the flagship product developed by the United States government for the military. And the scientist behind it is the brilliant man, Dr. Prasad. It's not even supposed to be on the market. But through a series of circumstances, we have it, and this company has it. So it's a powerful, powerful thing. So this is the scientist behind it, and this is the businessman who's running the ship. Well-funded, deep pockets, wealthy venture capitalist. His name is David Nemelka. He decided to keep this company, this opportunity for himself. He had been funding billions of dollars in funding other companies, but he decided this is the one that he wanted to invest in for himself. So, market trend company, check. What about the compensation plan? The compensation plan is very unique. It's called a predictable pay plan. They have a team bonus, they have a customer commission, and they have they pay 3 different ways: team bonus, customer commission, and an all of it bonus. So those are the 3 different ways that this company pays. The company that I was with before, that I told you I was out of Montreal, Quebec, their customer commission was very, very powerful, and that's primarily where I made all of my money. But here's one way. This team building bonus is very simple. You make anywhere between 5 and 10% of your entire team volume, whatever your team volume is, that is other distributors that you partner with, right? Other distributors, they become part of your team. So whatever they're doing, you make between 5 and 10% of the entire team volume. That's pretty good, especially when you compare it to only about 3% in other companies, 3% or less. So if your team is making 100,000 points, which is approximately $100,000 in sales, then your pay is roughly $10,000 per month. That's it. It's that simple. If you don't want to, push that hard, and you only want to maybe make a car payment, then just have your team put together somewhere around $3,000 a month in sales. And it's not hard to do that, to be quite honest with you. So that's the team bonus side. The customer commission side, it's pretty straightforward also. If you have personally six customers, then you've got $228 per month. So if you got a team that's helping you to earn $300 a month, and now you personally have yourself six customers, you got $228 a month. Do you know that's $528 per month right there? Just six customers. That's it. Because the average customer spends about $190, per month. So that would be it. But if you want to go a little further, 16 customers would yield you $900 a month. 32 customers would yield you $1,800 a month. That's the customer side. That's separate from the team building side. Okay, so there's two different worlds of getting pay. And then the last one is the all of it bonus. How does the all of it bonus work? How does it work? Very simple. Step one, you sell one of the bundles and you make all of it. Either to a customer or a new distributor, an affiliate, and you get all of the upfront money. All of it goes to you. That's why it's called an all of it bonus. Any questions? Okay, let me just illustrate it this way. Dr. Prasad's choice, that was one of the last slides we showed with Dr. Prasad's meeting. This is the one he was recommending. On every level, this is beneficial to someone who has issues with diabetes, not because it will treat it or cure it, but it will help their body to deal with the problems associated with that disease. It's not a treatment or cure for diabetes. It'll help their body deal with the issues associated with that condition. Okay? Okay, you sell one of these to a customer or to a new distributor and you make all of it. That's your pay. Your pay is not 10% of this, not 20%, not 50%, but $256.94, right? Still not clear? Let me put it another way. You sell, I'm putting it on the left side of the screen now. See, it was on the right side of the screen before. Now it's on the left side of the screen. And guess what? You make $256.94. That's it. It sounds too good to be true. It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. It is true. So that means that you see where the arrows are pointing now? That's what your pay would be at each one of those levels I mentioned before. 6 customers, 16 customers, 32 customers. That's how much you would have earned along the way. Would that pay for the gas in your car while you're working this? I think so. I think so. So not too shabby. I'd have to say that I've never seen a company's compensation plan like this one. I've never seen one like this. And when it comes to leadership, there's no question about the leadership in the company, because even now, every single month is filled up like this with opportunities to learn or opportunities to bring your customers or your clients someplace to get a presentation. For this entire month, every single Sunday, except for the last Sunday of this month, the last 2 Sundays of this month, Dr. Prasad is willing for me to interview him. Then during the week, he's also being interviewed by different ones. And the company has corporate meetings. So you have all kinds of things taking place. Right now, the legacy team, this is the legacy team. There's a new addition to the legacy team. Dr. Corp is now on the legacy team. So these are the ones who are taking the lead within your organization. They're the ones who are making sure that your training gets put in place. These are the ones that are working in partnership with David Nemelka and the company executives to make sure that the field is heard and that the company is going in the right direction, that everybody's going in the same direction. This is how it all works. And think about opportunity again. Jeff and Helen Ashby, the only ambassadors in the company. That's the highest position, the only one. So no one has yet still to max out the entire compensation plan. No one yet. So we're still at the very, very beginning of this entire thing. But the backbone of the work is being done by those who are on the growth team. These are all the ones who have made the rank of freedom and higher. Some of the ones you see there, they reached the level of freedom in a month. Some of them took 2 or 3 months, but they did it. Whereas several others, it took them years to reach the level of freedom. Years. But the timing could not be any better right now, which kind of brings us to timing. kind of brings us to timing. The market is good. Trend, no question about it. Product, we don't even need to say another word about the product. The company's off the Richter scale. The compensation plan is better than anything in the entire market. In fact, I think the entire industry will be changed once they get word of this compensation plan. And the leadership is absolutely positively there. But now, when it comes to timing, what can we say about timing? And quite frankly, I don't think I need to say a whole lot about timing, except that Warren Buffett made this statement. He said that a great investment opportunity occurs when a marvelous business encounters a one-time huge but solvable problem. I would dare say that never before has the problem of poor health been as big as it is, no pun intended. It is a huge problem. We have a marvelous business that comes with a solution. And we've seen it. We're hearing it. We're hearing people making statements that they feel is attributed to the product and to this company and to that scientist. That's all connected to this. So timing could not be any better than right now. Could not be any better. Right now, there are so many sick people. It's hard to even put it into words, except that the number one cause of death is on the rise, heart disease. The number two cause of death, cancer, is on the rise. My office in just the past 2 weeks got about at least another maybe 10 clients who are dealing with some level of cancer in their life. It's mind-boggling. It may have been, 12 to 15 for the whole of last year. And just in the last 2 weeks, it's been about 10. Cancer it's just blowing up. It's on the rise, no question about it. And diabetes and you name it, what else? So the timing could not be any better to have something that actually is making a real measurable difference in people's lives. So I would suggest that you take advantage of the fact that you are in the right place and you found the right thing and you found it at the right time. So just get back with the person who invited you to this presentation and they'll help you to sign up. I suggest, my recommendation is to prepare to spend about $1,000 to get started with this company. But my recommendation doesn't mean anything, to be quite honest with you, because it only cost about $30. I preface that because I just feel embarrassed to say it's only $30, because it just doesn't sound like that's high enough, to get involved. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine this page with the next page and tell you that be prepared to spend about $300. Okay, then that makes me feel better. What you decide to do is up to you, but I feel better by saying $300. Okay, so become a product of the product. So get the Dr. Prasad choice yourself. That would be my recommendation. Get yourself on the Dr. Prasad choice. That's the way to go. Okay, and I get the Dr. Prasad choice, and you are in. Okay, you're in, and $30, and you're in business, and you can get yourself going, and you'll reap the benefits for your own health and so on. Okay, then that's how simple it is to do it. And I always tell people to start with whatever the biggest bundle is because if you decide to introduce the product to someone else or the business to someone else, their first question is going to be, what did you do? How did you start? And they're going to start the way you did. If you tell them, well, I bought the Brain Boost because I wanted to see how it would work. That's what I did. So that's a whole $40, $50. That's what I bought. Guess what they're going to do? You know what? I better do the same thing. Let me buy that Brain Boost and see how it works. And when do you think you're going to get up to $300 a month? Yeah, it might take you about 5 years to get to $300 a month selling one Brain Boost at a time. But if you really want to go into business, do what you would really like for your clients to do. Buy the Dr. Prasad choice, set up a subscription for it. set the pace. And I can tell you that that's the way that my business went. That's how I built my income. And that's the way that it goes now. I start with what I want my clients to do. So you have an opportunity with the engaged company right now to take charge of your tomorrow today. This is your opportunity. And in my opinion, it's the single biggest and best opportunity that there is right now in the entire network marketing industry. Okay, so that's the end of our presentation. Does anyone have any questions at all? There's no such thing as a stupid.
Hey, Jonathan,
Yes, sir.
some of the people have a question on compensation, but they may want to go back in their back office. And you may want to note this coming Thursday at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. There's going to be a compensation training by David Nemelka and John Ashby on a Zoom ID. And I'm looking at it right now. Tomorrow's a corporate call. Of course, that corporate call, everybody want to be there. But that Thursday is going to be compensation. Go back and learn to look at your calendar so that you will know where your training opportunities are. If you don't know how to go in there, then get with the person that brought you here.
Very good. Thank you. And Perry?
Yes. I was on the call the last call that Dr. Prasad talked about in his conversation. So he talked about he mentioned briefly an element called rats. Here's my memory is going again, so I need the brain boost. But anyway, he talked about an element that's as necessary for the body as anything else. And what was that element? I think it was a nutrient. It was called. Well, anyway, my point is there's a company called Nutrisystem that puts it out, and it's well, I have a bottle of it right here, I think. It's called the product's called NutraSwish, and it uses a very, very tiny, like a 10 times smaller. Its molecules are 10 times smaller than others, and what they discovered, the company man said was that they discovered a way to get nutrients into your body. Glutathione is what he mentioned.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if that's, if they are the only ones that have it, or if that's part and parcel or elements like that of Dr. Prasad's
Yeah.
formulation.
His formulation, the one of the cornerstone ingredients of Dr. Prasad's formula is N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine is the precursor to glutathione.
Okay.
It causes it to be elevated in every cell in the mammalian body.
Yeah.
So very good catch.
Okay. Yeah. So well, I've been around network marketing companies, especially those that have products that the company says it will do something, and the only ones that I've been involved with were those that I was comfortable with the product itself, and so that was the first time I even heard of glutathione. So
right.
So anyway, so this guy's he's building on something like his company is not the only one that knows about glutathione and what it can do and help.
No, of course not.
Okay.
The company that I told you about, that's why we don't feature that as being the call to fame of this product. This product is unique in and of itself. Raising glutathione is one component of what the product does.
Yeah.
The company that I told you that I was very successful with, their product,
right?
That's what it did. The only thing it did was raise glutathione levels. And I thought that was the end all. I thought that was the only way to raise glutathione was with that bonded cysteine molecule. I was wrong.
Yeah.
more than one way to do it. The best way to do it is with a bonded cysteine molecule. But if you really want to make an impact on a person's
Yeah.
body,
Okay.
you do that at the same time that the body is being hit with massive other and exogenous antioxidants. That's
Right.
what is the entire body. So that's why this product is unique.
Hmm. Okay. Well, good.
right.
I'm glad.
Good question. Good question. Thank you very much for asking that one. Okay. Anyone else about the business? So here's what we want to do is I encourage you just to get back with the person who invited you, and they'll help you to get started. They'll help you to get signed up and get yourself in business, because you're not in business by yourself. You're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself, because you've got teams behind you to make this work. We're not allowed to make any income claims, and so we don't do that. But I did want to ask Bernard to come back on the screen for just a second, and because you've had a history of network marketing, and just kind of relate briefly what your experience has been in getting involved with this company.
Well, this, I'd have to say this. I've been in this industry since 1983, and I have never had a company in which everyone that I have introduced, first of all, I always tell everyone, when you come into the company, don't come into this company just because of the business. Come into this company because you have a product that's going to help the quality of somebody's life get better. Well, that's what I did, and my people have been doing this. And as a result, a lot of people have been in this industry since the 70s and 80s, and they've never seen a check with their name on it. But
Yeah.
I noticed in this business, every single person that have come into this business, and I make sure I train my people now. I have to say, I train them, but I train them on how once they tell their story. That's all they're doing. They're telling their story. Other people are trying it, and the stories are building. And as a result, people within 4 to 6 weeks pretty much have all gotten a check with their name on it. And as a result, last month, almost everybody that's directly affiliated with the team got promoted. And they've been in the business only 2 and 3 months. So I have to say, Jonathan, I don't like companies that blow smoke. And y'all
Right.
seen those companies that invite you, but you don't never really make any money. This is the first company I've ever seen that actually delivered double of what it actually promised. And people have literally called me in tears and say they have finally found a home that has integrity. It pays more than what it promises, and the products are changing their lives. And to be honest with you, some of us older people have become teenagers again. So I'm very happy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I'm looking at Horace and Beverly up there. They're all grins. They've only been here for a couple of months, and they well, not even a couple of months, about 6 weeks. And they said it has been the best experience that they've ever had. Beverly was in an she was in an accident. You mind? I'm going to tell you, Beverly. Beverly was in a bus accident about 3 days ago, and guy that hit them from the back, they were sitting in a railroad track. The guy that hit him from the back actually died. It was crushed in. I saw the band crushed in there in South Carolina, and they thought Beverly and her co-workers was going to be real sore. And all of a sudden, Beverly started taking these products. She called me up and she said, my people laying up can't even turn their neck. She said, I woke up the next morning feeling great. She had taken all that she had taken all the products. So we were at the right company at the right time, Jonathan.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Bernard.
You're probably going to get me because I told y'all that, but that's okay.
James Hampton has a question, and we're going to wrap this up. We'll bring Robin on next weekend. Go ahead, James. You have to unmute. Okay. We're having a technical problem there or something, James, but we're not able to hear you as yet. So, okay. Well, listen, folks, we have meetings. If you have folks that you would like to introduce to Engage Global this Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So my meetings are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, 7, 6, 5 p.m. Respectively, and check the calendar or talk with any of the legacy team leaders, and they'll tell you when they have their meetings also.
Jonathan,
James,
can you hear me now?
looks like you got unmuted there, James. Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I started back probably right around the end of October and the beginning of November. And I was so very impressed with all the testimonials that I just dove in and spent in that month, I bought about 3 Dr. Prasad's choice packages for my own personal use. And I also bought one for a dear friend of mine and bought gummies. So I didn't pay a lot of attention to the compensation plan. I was sold by the stories, but I wasn't very much involved up to that point in another program, and I still am. So my question is, what makes you really think? I mean, I've been in the business, this MLM business since 1977, and I've seen pretty much all the different marketing programs and the evolution of them coming forth. And I'm wondering, I don't quite get the plan, and I don't really understand why it's considered the best.
Okay, back up.
But I'm definitely got a little money in
Back
there,
up
and I
to
want to make some money with it.
back up and pick up from where you just said. Why do you think this is I don't feel this is the best. Say that again.
Yeah, because I'm dealing with another program that they got a very beautiful pay plan, and I don't quite get why it's the best. And, you
Okay.
know, but I didn't join for the money, you know, and maybe it is the best. I know I hate a binary pay plan. And one of the things I see that, you know, I was encouraged to try to achieve a goal in the last couple of days of the month, and I just didn't feel it. And I asked the question, well, what happens to that volume that I created? And say, well, you got to start all over from zero the next month. And that kind of put me in the mind of, well, this is kind of like a binary plan in a sense. But again, I'm a better understanding of how this plan really works, so I can capitalize on that. But I was wondering, you know, you've been around the business a lot. You've seen a lot of different plans. What makes you really, outside of the product, you know, the product is what I bought. That's what sold. It's the product.
Okay.
But the pay plan is another story.
That's right. Okay. It's actually very easy, to be quite honest with you, you know, to explain that. I look back, and the company that I was with before, they had a hybrid program with multi-level marketing, and they paid, you know, 8 levels deep, and then you got an overrides, you know, 1%, 2% overrides over your entire organization. And with that, some people were making $100,000 a month in income. And it was a very standard, you know, program. This company, I've never seen a company that pays the all of it bonus. So I don't care what else is out there. To me, nobody in their right mind would pay you the whole $250 off the first sale. That doesn't even make any sense. So that means, I mean, there's other companies that have things called fast start bonuses and all that. That's all good. But this one, you make a sale, you get the whole enchilada, and you get paid on Thursday. So right now, you can get your product free. So the first thing you can do is you can pay for your own product, or you can put gas in your car. So that's the main thing. And then as far as losing the volume, there's no company that carries over the volume from month to month. That's just the way that you get paid. So it's all about what happens from one month to the next month. So as your organization builds, you get paid on that. What you may be saying to yourself is, well, what about if I say I sold $10,000 worth of product, my team did $10,000 last month, and I got paid on the $10,000. How do I get paid if I go to 12,000? No, you still get paid for 10,000. So that's where one part of it, where it may seem like it doesn't seem right. So how come I don't get paid on the extra 2,000? And then the next month, if it goes to 14,000, how come I'm still getting paid on 10,000? Well, that's also part of the way the compensation plan works. You get paid based off levels, but you still get paid off your entire organization. The worst that can happen is instead of 10%, you're getting paid about 8% or 6%, 7% on that volume. But at the exact same time, if you played your cards right, you would have also been building yourself a customer base. And this is, in my opinion, where you can do yourself the biggest amount of good, is build yourself a customer base. When I was making, like I said, $30,000 a month with Immunotech, the company out of Canada, it was based off the maximum you got paid on a customer was about 20%. This company pays 30% on your customer volume. So if you build up 30% customer volume, that's a huge supplemental. And to me, that's how you buffer yourself going from one level to the next. So that's where you pick up your slack. So there's strategies that you put in place to make sure that you maximize the benefits of the compensation plan. So that's why I feel like it's the best. And so far, like Bernard said, I'm seeing folks that have just started in this business within the past 90 days, maybe 4 months at the most, and they're making $4,000 or $5,000 checks in their second month. So those are my reasons for feeling like it's the best that I've seen in the industry so far, and I believe that all of it bonus is going to cause a lot of people to take notice in the industry. I think it's going to be just a matter of time.
Hey, Jonathan, I guess Freddie may have something. She's been in the industry a long time too.
Go ahead, Freddie.
And she just got here 3 months ago or something.
Yeah, I just 2 months, I guess, maybe going into my third month. But what I wanted to say was, when I heard that it goes back to zero at the next month, that kind of upset me a little bit too, because I was like, well, I've worked that whole month and now they're gonna go back to zero. But this is the thing. This company has a retention rate that I've never seen before. And according to the figures that they gave, they haven't seen before either. So you have people and the product. We have the product and we have Dr. Prasad. This is what I say. And so people take these products because they actually work. So they started taking the products last month. Let's say I sold the products to 12 people last month and they're on the subscription because they want to get it in their bodies. Well, it sounds like it starts to zero, but it actually doesn't. Because as soon as that person's subscription hits, then your numbers start jumping. So, I was like, okay, well, I made so much last month. It's gonna work. I'm gonna work myself to death to try. But what happened was all of those people got their subscriptions, so that I was at that number that I did last month like this. And before you know it, I was going over it really so fast that it kind of scared me. I was like, okay, no, I don't know what's happening here. So, that's just my reply to it going back to zero. It really doesn't go back to zero. Not only for a few minutes.
And I want to add something to this, James. 100%. I understand where James is coming from, because Jonathan and I was competitive in 2 different companies, and and I have to say, I got up to where he was making $30,000 a month, but I had 7,000 people to do it, and that's a whole different set than It was like pouring water in a glass with a hole in it, because people were dropping, I was adding. People were dropping, I was adding. And James, I'm sure you would agree, one of the hardest thing to do is to keep people for a year. But once I started hearing them, and I thought about it, I said, wait a minute. I've only been in here for 4 months. I've been doing minimal with just introducing people to the product. And as a result, I've gotten promoted now to leadership position without even trying. My leaders don't know nothing about this company right now. Now, all my people that have never seen a check, all of them for the most part, have gotten promoted within 2 months. I venture to say you don't have that with your company, whereas in 2 months, people are, most of them are hitting leadership position. So you can pay out all this money, but if people can't reach it quickly, they're going to quit. So you got with this company, you have retention of years, 70%. And if you bring it down to a year plus, it's 90% plus. For 4 months, I've looked at my network. I have not brought anybody in the last 2.5 months. But I've looked at, like I said, start over. And every month I'm looking at the income of my network grow because I'm teaching them how to not look at the money, but look at helping people, and the money will come as a byproduct. Now, last month, in 4 months, I had $30,000 worth of products that came through my network, not because of what I did, but because of my people sharing these products, and people love them so much they stay on them. So I say, if you have that scenario with the company you're with, stay with them. Personally, I've been on since '83. New Skin is where I started in New York. I have never, including the $30,000 a month company I was with, I have never seen people this excited about a product, and they can't now. I used to get calls trying to beg them to order. The only calls I get now are people that say, "Where's my product? It's supposed to be here." So if you got that scenario, hold on to it. For those of you else that's on here, I'm telling you, it's a new day. I don't call it network marketing. I call it direct sales that teach people how to be healthy.
Yep, I agree. Thank you. Good comments there. Francis has another question, or has a question or comment. Francis?
There I go. Okay, I thought I was blocked. Yes, my comment is just that this is food, and our body needs food. And so that's what's wonderful, is that people can have their medications or whatever else they have happening in their life. And for the most part, it helps some of that work better. So we need food, and that's why people stay on it, because that's important. And then also, it looks to me like it's an extra income stream, that it doesn't have to compete with anything else. It can just be an extra income stream for people.
That's absolutely right. Very good.
And I thank you too, Jonathan, because I love that you do this on YouTube, and now I'm going to be able to go and find it, and it's wonderful. So thank you so much. Appreciate that.
All right. Thank you, Francis. Appreciate your feedback on that. So there you have it. Bernard, I'd say it's pretty much a wrap. I say all the questions seem to be answered, and all we need now is just for Nick to bring it on home. And Roberta has one last comment.
I can't believe 110 people stayed on. That means this company getting ready to explode.
I know
people
that's
on
right.
Here are serious, so it's getting ready to explode.
Yes, indeed.
Congratulations, everybody! Congratulations.
Let's
to all of you.
go.
Yes,
Go ahead,
thank you so
Roberta.
much.
Thank you.
Let's get
Bye.
Roberta's
You're welcome.
comment real quick. Roberta got a comment real quick. Go ahead, Roberta.
Mine is very, very quick. To the young lady that spoke about being a little upset when she had to start over the following month. I don't know of any, I know we're not a multi-level marketing company, but I'm known to be the queen of entrepreneurship and multi-level marketing. I don't know of any company when you get to a certain level where you don't start from zero. I mean, they all, when you get to a certain level, every month you start from zero. That's why we be busting our tails to get those by the end of the month numbers. I have to admit, this company is so unique. The thing I really like about this company is the leaders of this company are passionate about people's health versus money. I mean, hear me, I've gone to the top of every company I've been in, and all they kept talking about was money, 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 money.
Yeah.
This company talks about getting people healthy, healthier, and healthier, and healthier. And one last 60 seconds. I had told Dr. Picola when she told me about these products for my health, I said, I don't have time to do this. I'm in school full time for nutrition and for natural products and supplements. This product is part of my business that will be launching. Now, I told her, I definitely just didn't have time for this. Now, let me tell you what I did. I started calling people, telling them to get on the Zoom. I was not trying to make no money. But when my husband started to question, who is this international depositing all this money in your account, your business account? I'm like, what? So y'all, I got to get on camera for this one. Okay, I'm just gonna get ready to act up real quick. Like, say, well, what are you talking about? I got in my bank account for a person not to be really working this business. I was blown away. So I'm gonna, and to get paid every month residual income just for telling people to make a quality decision about their health, because I don't care what people say. I don't care how much wealth you have. Your health. Now, let me put it like this. My health is my wealth, if nothing else. That's my story, y'all, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you very much.
Let's go!
Amen.
Oh,
Two
that's
side
wonderful.
effects, run it off at the mouth and run into the bank.
That's wonderful.
Where you been? Good to hear from you, man. You inspired me.
Let's go!
Dolores, you got to speak up. Dolores, you got the last word on this. Speak on up.
I just want to say the key is the product and the customers. If you concentrate on the product and the customers, that's going to work. For years,
Take care of yourself. There you go.
that's all I did was
How
customers.
cool is that?
I have customers that I've had for 7 years. So, I mean,
Don't leave.
excellent. We have access to the company leaders, the owners, Dr. Prasad. You just don't have that in other companies. But you do, we have a flagship product, and the customers, you're not putting anything off on them. You're giving people what they really need. So that would be the answer.
Hey, tell them to be at that show, be at that corporate meeting tomorrow. David
That's right.
Nemelka, CEO, is the best CEO I've ever seen.
That's
Sure
right.
is.
right.
I've never seen somebody like David and his team. They're the
Amen.
best I've ever seen.
Let's
He loves
go!
the family. He
That's it.
loves the
That's
Michael
it.
David family.
Don't
That's
worry
it.
about the
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
You rock, buddy.
Hey, thank you for your
Thank you,
input.
guys.
Thank you all. Thank you all for the inspiration.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you for the meeting.
All right.
Hi, guys. That was like over 100 people. That was awesome.
That stayed for the business meeting.
Yes.
Hey, thank you for all
Well,
that
it was
good
almost
input.
300. It was
Yep.
300 on the with Dr. Prasad, but over 100
Oh, yeah.
stayed on.
Yeah, it was. I think there's probably was about 40 or so on the live stream. I haven't checked the stats on that yet, but at least 40 on the live stream. So that's that at least matched the best record so far. So we getting there, y'all. We getting there. Just keep it up.
Yeah, man.
James said he enjoyed that input. I just wanted y'all.
Swan want to let y'all know she's here. Swan Brown is on the phone.
Oh, very good.
I haven't got my product yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's coming. It's coming.
All right. I can't wait. I love what I hear.
That's what
Forward to
Like
your
the Rolls
story.
Royce. Take them in, enjoy the
You'll
ride.
have one. You'll have
Right.
one. We look forward to it.
Bless you.
Hey, Jonathan,
Yes,
I got a
Angie.
new experience.
Yeah, what happened?
I got another experience from someone.
All right, you gonna bring
Okay,
it this
so
week?
remember I told you about a friend of mine? Yeah, today.
Okay.
She told me okay, so the lady that had long haul COVID,
Yeah.
and they told her to put her affairs together. And on Saturday, she took the product. On Sunday, she said, I got energy. And on Monday, she was at the grocery store shopping.
Yep.
Well, she had to go back to the hospital, and she had a discussion with her doctor because her doctor was trying to get her to stop taking it. And she said to her doctor, "You just saying that because you didn't prescribe this for me."
Oh boy.
So the doctor
So the
said.
doctor said,
The doctor said, "Stop taking
so
it and
she
just
took
die."
the
Huh?
sick today.
Say it
Well,
again.
she took the 6 a day for 30 days. She took 6 a day for 30 days, and she had previously been diagnosed with breast cancer. She said this morning, when she was checking the lump, she said the lump was gone.
Wow.
That was this morning. She said she was looking for the lump, and the lump was gone.
Wow.
After 30 days of Micro Daily, 6 a day, just 6
That's almost unbelievable.
a day.
We need her to tell that story in 2 weeks, okay? That's gonna be the cancer
I
meeting.
know.
All right? In 2 weeks, we need that story, okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. That's just another reason why. Keep doing it, folks. Just keep doing it. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good night.
All right, good night. Now shut the meeting.
Good
night, everybody.
Phenomenal job
Come
again
on, let's
today.
go.
Keep it up.
Peace to all, and I'd like to thank you all for sharing. Much peace to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I look like, what's that? There it was.
Even Nick.
Y'all have a good night. I'm shutting it down.